Alrighty, good afternoon, folks, and welcome to Smudcast number 489. Is anime actually bad for you? So I'm going to just pull this out of my hat and go, no. It's a medium like any other thing you visually watch with your eyeballs. And if you do anything for too long with any part of your body, you could injure yourself. This is true. But the medium itself or the genres they're in, I'm going to still say no. It's fine. It's just cartoons, animated stuff to trick your eyes to thinking motion is happening across the screen, as all motion video has been since its inception. So no, I don't think it's inherently hurting you. There's no trick of the mind or brain that's causing your brain to devolve. You could say if that's all you do, to excess, yes, you should liven up your life a bit, go for a walk, pet a dog, read a book, go to school, that sort of thing. But no, there's nothing wrong with anime. So, yeah, that's the short answer. The long answer is, let's see. It is a video done by JOHKERR. I still can't read the time because everything's freaking white. Oh my god, how long is this video?
9 minutes, 37 seconds.
I can't even read that. His background's white and the font is white. I can't tell. There's a red back. Yeah, 9 minutes and 36. You got it. 36 seconds. Okay, so under 10 minutes. Shouldn't be that hard. This came out 2 years ago in December. It has about 4,000 viewers. That's fair. He's got 22,500 subs. Fairly small channel compared to the normal guys we look at. But no channel is too big or too small for us. We don't care. We're here for the arguments. So if one guy on YouTube thinks anime is bad for you, I'd like to hear about it because I love cartoons. I love animation. I love video games that have animation. I love even turn-based games, which I'm not a huge fan of. I still like playing them for the story and the characters and all their little animated sprites running around the screen, bopping each other over the head with the sword. That's fun to me. That's cool. I like that. So, yeah, I want to know what this guy thinks specifically Japanese anime is bad. It could be content for the genre. It could be the influence on the West or in the world. I don't know. This could go any direction. I'm curious where he's going to go.
My bet would be just specific aspects that stand out to him and then are projected onto the entirety of Japanese animation.
I don't know, because Japanese culture is pretty diverse, although the stories that we get always involve the very mild-mannered people going to work, going to school, always dealing with slice-of-life issues like, how do I talk to this girl? What do I make for supper? How do I not ruin dinner? You know, that sort of thing. So it's pretty homey, unless you get to the weird, crazy stuff like robots and transformations and all kinds of fight scenes. That might get a little over the top, but those are all based off genres. You could argue the genre is specific and has certain bad patterns, but no, as a whole, it's just like any other genre, any other medium that you like watching or reading. So anyway, let's get going. 9 minutes and a half. This shouldn't take long. I mean, it's going to be either really, really straightforward or really dumb. So here we go.
I really hate everybody on this channel.
Oh.
How do you lose your audience in a minute? Under a few seconds, even.
Yeah. Well, the fact he had to sigh, like he had to invent a sigh, like usually when you do something or say something and you're on a topic, your brain's going a certain direction, you go, oh, Maggie May Fish. Oh, here we go. Not, oh, I hate you all. It's like, what? Are you a comedian? What's going on?
From what it looks like, it might be the team that he works with.
I guess. Did they make this Pac-Man-like character on the screen he doesn't like anymore? I don't know.
Maybe he's talking about the subscribers as a whole, yeah.
Oh, jeez.
I believe so that he's talking about his audience, yeah.
Oh, that's not nice.
But they enjoy it.
It's okay. He hates himself.
That's fair. You can hate yourself or love yourself. I really don't care, but that's fine.
Maybe he watched too much Evangelion.
There could be an argument why anime is bad for you. If you only watch Eva, then yes, it's probably a bad influence.
I just watch Anohana on repeat.
Oh, that'll make you happy.
Until the end.
Even the ones I used to like was it Haruhi? Once they hit that August 8th arc,
the Endless 8.
I just go. I just can't. I can't take it. I just can't.
That is something you can only watch once, really.
No. You are forced to watch it 7 times.
No,
or 5 times.
I mean the entire arc, and it's basically half the season, and it is watchable when you have
beer.
So the season is aired in the summer, and every weekend you get 1 episode of this. You're not binge watching it.
That's true.
You get 1 episode, and then you get, wait, I've seen this again. Haven't I seen this before? You get this deja vu feeling.
It's the worst.
And that is how it works. It does not work in binge watching. Binge watching, it kills you.
It's like, hey, Groundhog Day was such a cool concept. Let's do 5 or 6 episodes with 2 sentences which might prolong or might extend the plot or advance the plot in some capacity. And you're like, no, that's retarded. Let's do it anyway.
Yeah, I think it was a great experiment, and I also think you can only do this once, and it can only be done 1 time in history.
I think
if anyone does it
Bacano
again,
did it much better. Like that was pretty much the same thing, but from different perspectives of the characters. The same events, though.
That could work.
Yeah, okay, but that's
actually a good show. Yeah, I know.
Yeah. But it's purposefully the same thing from the same perspective to give you this feeling of deja vu and have things changed. Wait, that was that different? Have I seen this before?
Yeah.
And by the 4th episode, it becomes blatantly apparent that something's wrong, and it starts to get annoying. But that's also where it finally starts to move, even though very slowly. And I'm just saying, this exact way, you can only do this once in history because it's atrocious. 1 time, it's interesting from certain artistic perspectives, maybe only. But never ever do this again. Don't try to copy this. You will make it worse.
Yeah, so obviously there are bad examples of anime experiences, of things that got greenlit, shows that should never have existed, endings that should never have happened, budgets that run out. There's all kinds of horror stories in any medium, movies, TV, doesn't matter. That's true.
Sorry.
Anime as a whole, I'd say, has been a net positive for the world. It's influenced the world over. When we talk about entertainment, there's always an anime out there that someone is aware of. And you could call it Sailor Moon, you can call it Digimon. Like pick one genre someone knows about something in it.
And it's generally pro-family values.
Yeah, I would say the popular stuff, even Dragon Ball is pretty pro-family as well. Yeah. Not the newer stuff, but like the classic stuff, the kids.
Yeah, out of the box, I couldn't think of one that is anti-family values. If anything, the topic is just not present.
Yep.
So it's either pro or absent.
Yeah. So all the good stuff that people are aware of that's mainstream or gets sent over in syndication throughout the world is pretty digestible, pretty acceptable, translated in all kinds of languages. And that's just Japan. There's all kinds of other animation from other parts of the world. Japan has just done the most. So, all right, let's keep going.
Me?
Especially you. What is up, everybody, and welcome to a wonderful little show I like to call Writer's Block. This is another wonderful episode of our
You're missing an apostrophe.
Anyway, this is another episode of JOHKERR, where we post every single day brand new very fun, interesting content. Today is actually not us talking about a shonen. I wanted to talk about something a little bit more fun. So, as some of you may know, a while back I did a video called Anime is Trash or Anime is Garbage, whichever truthful title I went with. And I still to this day get tons and tons of very fun and interesting and unique and sometimes even thought-provoking comments. But today I got one that was so thought-provoking that I had to bring Phil here, and I just think we have a lot to unpack. So Phil, first off, say hi to the fans.
Well,
Phil is a longtime member of the channel, so if you've been here, you definitely know him. Phil, today I'm going to read a comment by the incredible Shazam Aris, or Ares. I don't know how to say this name. I can't read.
He's just attacking his comments, people, which is stupid. Did he show a thumbnail of Violet Evergreen?
Yeah.
Saying
Yes.
Evergarden.
Evergarden.
saying it was bad or trash.
I don't know.
That's
Too much going on.
That's pretty sad. If you don't like that show, fair. But to say it's trash, no. That's weird. Maybe this guy just doesn't like anime.
but why is his entire like persona and everything on his channel based on anime then?
Is this the same argument saying 90% of everything is trash and you happen to be a sci-fi writer or something like that, and going to conventions, you see all the same old shit over and over again, you just get so cynical? Is that the guy who still hangs out?
I don't know.
Like, I don't know. This is getting like really pessimistic. It's like, oh, it's all garbage. Here's some other people who don't like my opinion. Let's talk about them in a garbage way. It's like, okay, fine.
He's probably, well, I don't want to assume it, but from what I saw of what he put out and him even saying we're not even talking about a shonen, he probably likes shonen more than any other genre. Thus, the rest of anime is trash to him.
Really, the shonen manga and anime is the best. Okay, that's
He's done that so well.
yeah. I don't think I've ever said shonen anime is the best. It's got its place, but it's not like high art for me. Okay, here's Great Scott. Thanks for 2. Anime has brought us the highest glory, that is Girls und Panzer. So to answer the title immediately off the bat, nah, yeah. Okay, that is indeed an anime, yes.
It is, but I never watched Girls on Panzer. The premise is too stupid.
Yeah, it is very,
It is kind of retarded.
yeah.
It's like Strike Witches, but just less stupid.
I think that's the point, though, right? To see a bunch of girls running
Yes.
around with tanks.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, we can do this.
Yeah,
Why don't you watch it?
yeah, pretty much. It's like watching, or did they make an anime after like Azure Lane or any of those girls that are based off planes or boats or anything like that?
The naval ships, yes.
They did.
The
Azure
planes
Lane?
as well, yes. They are
Azure-
both.
There's various.
Yeah, Azure Lane wasn't the first, but it's the biggest or most popular, I think. I don't remember.
Kentai Collection is the
There you-
biggest one.
Oh, that was the
Yeah.
first one. Yeah, you got it. Yeah. Okay. I know it was made popular as a result of the mobile games, and there's a connection between gaming and manga and anime, and whatever is popular, people make anime out of it, or vice versa. So that's cool. I think that's great for hype and getting people jobs and being animators and game designers and developers. So I like that. I don't really play them. So
I still have to adapt to the present world where, oh, interesting girl characters. Oh, there's several of them. Oh, they're all like a mascot for a thing. And the leap my brain still isn't making naturally is there must be a mobile game behind that.
if there's
Because nowadays it's always a mobile game behind that.
if there is a series of anime girls, they can release a new anime girl as a playable character every month or so. I don't know why. I guess that's just the format of having events that your gacha can randomly get that 5-star or 5+, 6, 7-star drop. And if you don't get it, you always spend money. There's all kinds of incentives for people to play and buy on these things. And good for the company to make a popular title that keep people coming back. I recently, for no reason at all, got banned from LoL. I don't even know why. I wasn't even playing it. Yeah. I had this account
from League of Legends?
Yeah, I had all the, I play here and there. Had it for about 10 years. I don't know when it first came out. And just this week,
Almost 15.
Yeah, well, I can't remember. It's been a while. And I don't know what I did. I always get the upvotes at the end of a game to say if you're a good player. I don't remember swearing at anyone. I don't remember telling anyone anything. And boom, like that, my account is permanently gone, and I don't know what I did. No email.
Permanently?
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, it was a permaban?
Yeah. I don't know what happened. I could not. I don't really care because it's just a silly thing to pass the time. But I have other games to play. I have other things to do.
Well, have you sunk money into it?
$0. Zero.
Hey.
Lucky you.
Being permabanned from League of Legends is actually a blessing. So
Yeah,
In a way,
I would still inquire. My account got permabanned. I got no notification. Can you explain?
Yeah, I did leave an email, but it wasn't like searching for the form to file out. I do know the reason why I brought up League of Legends because every so often they'll release a new hero, and that is incentive for you to unlock the hero. It's every 2 months or so. So there's like a roster of hundreds of heroes, and they're so super streamlined designed. So you know what they look like, you know what they sound like. They get all the animation, they have the dance moves, they have everything is neatly connected. So you see the icon, you know who that is and what's coming your way. So they're the geniuses at making the new character, the new girl, the new guy, the new Yordle, whatever, to keep you going. And you see that everywhere online when it comes to mobile games. And you get those stupid Facebook ads, you get all these ads on Instagram and other social media having you link to these mobile apps for games that you've never heard of, or they look cool and you try them out, you're like, this is going to kill my time in the evenings. And there's dozens of those. Like Lost Ark is just the next level of all those South Korean mobile games, just with way bigger budget and on your PC. So
it's okay, Smud. We can still play Dota 2 on Steam.
You know what?
You have all the characters as well.
I really wanted to play Dota 2. I never did, and I may as well give it a shot.
Yeah, I stopped playing League of Legends in season 10, but there was a point in time where my friend and I, for a year straight, would spend $100 for Riot points and then mystery gift each other skins.
I actually did the opposite for Dota 2. Like they had like events where you had like limited use items, and you could sell like each one of them for $5 that you got for each match. And I did that, so I pretty much got like $200 just from the event.
Wow.
So I didn't spend a single dollar on the game, but
Nice.
I got like $200 out of it.
Wow,
That's great.
That's awesome.
Nice. Yeah, I just need to ask, what are seasons? I started the game when Poppy came out and stopped. I don't even remember.
The season to any game company is they declare a season is over and they make a new one. So it's not based off years. It's based off.
It's not a serious question.
Oh, okay, never mind.
It's just that I left the game. I think before there were seasons.
So before the first World Tournament?
Yeah, I think so. Then maybe it was just some occasional game here and there. Oh, a new character. Let's try that out. That was all I did. Because I'm more interested in the game design, itself than playing the game in a competitive fashion.
It has not evolved in years. They might include a new mechanic, like an ammo mechanic, and they redesign another hero who has a gun, another hero who has another gun. They have like one map, and they invent a new one, and they take that old map away. The most fun I've ever had is playing Earth. That's it. Where everything...
They released Earth?
Well, every month or so, every 4 weeks,
They made the meme real.
they have Earth mode, and it could be
Oh,
AR Earth.
Earth mode.
It could be Earth. It could be whatever. But it's basically you have 0 cooldowns almost and infinite mana. That's it. So you're just
it stands for unlimited rapid fire.
you're just launching
I
blasts everywhere.
I remember when that first came out.
It was fun as hell. It's like take off all the stupid cooldowns and just have fun. It's great. And you see they even said the player base, the amount of people playing doubles because it's so much fun and people just keep playing Earth. So that's when you have a problem with your game. If the thing that you take out all the stops to have fun, the base thing is too slow and boring. Yeah, well.
But yeah, the that's often a problem when I think with Riot especially because they kept trying out other things, other mechanics they added, always as an alternative to the standard game mode, and they were usually not always, but okay, let's just say sometimes more successful than the actual game. With Warcraft 3, where the game originates through Dota, that was already the case with Dota that became its own game. It started as a Warcraft 3 mod, of which Blizzard made no money, which is why they built a horrible toss or whatever into StarCraft 2, where everything the players make belongs to Blizzard, which is atrociously evil, and stifles creativity and creation. But hey, that's great for you.
That's the world I came from.
Wanted to get at. Yeah.
Like I came from playing those custom maps on Battle.net, and then when League of Legends, like everyone was hearing the rumor of League of Legends, you're like, okay, and it came out, you're like, oh, this is much better. Like it is actually better than the custom because obviously they have all this time and money behind it, and it was crazy. Like Heimerdinger could like lay down like 14 turrets all at once, and it was nuts. Like Sivir just had all constant ricochet. Like, everything was going crazy. It was loads of fun. And then you see it nerf, and now it's plain. Everything's boring and slow.
Yeah, the thing that's the odd thing, and the balancing strategy that League of Legends, or I've known it through League of Legends the most. They bring out a new hero, and it's imbalanced. It's overpowered, just like that. So that everybody plays the new hero, maybe even buys it, and a month later, that hero gets nerfed so that it's actually on par with everything else. But that's when the new hero comes out. That is completely imbalanced. And that, I think, is a horrible way to introduce stuff into your game, because it will always be shit. So, and you need to decide on what level do you want to balance your game. Do you want to balance it for the mid-tier players, where you have the majority of players, or do you want to balance it for the high-end championships? And if you have a championship-focused game, that's the only place where you need to balance it, because the midway players, they'll have some cheese they always use anyway. So don't bother with them. But I think LoL is balancing for the mid-tier. It's what I've heard, but I've not looked into that in forever.
Yeah.
But if personally balance for the highest tier of players, that's the relevant part.
Well, it is a genre that I was into back in the day, playing custom maps, tower defense maps, all these wonderful hero battle maps, and I'm glad that we have these genres that exist in gaming now. Are they any better? I don't know. They're bigger. They're more refined, but it's a whole other topic. I don't think we should get into that anymore.
Yeah.
But
we just talked 20 minutes about
I
it.
know.
I just drifted into that. Your tangent this time.
Let's go back to the video. Anyway.
Anime is trash because anime is racist, sexist, misogynistic, and condones rape and child porn. Plus, not everyone watches anime. And if you truly liked anime, you wouldn't pirate it. Instead of paying for it, then people that make anime...
Whoa. Like there's like so many things that like can be discussed here. But the main one is that like there are like so little ways of like getting legitimate anime if you don't live in Japan. One of the reasons is the translation. Like the ones that you can get on Crunchyroll is absolute garbage. There are like many parts of that. Like one is that like sometimes they get the dub, and then they only like give the dub in subtitle form, and they don't actually translate the Japanese audio that they give for them. So that's already like a bad start from what I heard and like what I have seen for like the Dragon Maid one. I think that was like a Funimation dub even. And piracy, like unfortunately, does enable that like you have like different sources that you can pick from, like different like subgroups, and there are like a lot of really good ones. And I would rather have someone who understands Japanese really well and can go and translate it into English
And
than
cares.
someone who is trying to like insert their own political views into a media that has no reason to be there.
Yeah, and there
That's-
was a time before things like Crunchyroll even existed, and Crunchyroll
Yes.
itself is a scam
Way
from
before
which
Crunchyroll.
the studios don't profit that much in the first place from. If you want to support the studios, buy the original ROMs from Japan. Good luck with the import prices, or import merch from Japan. Like it's just the license stuff in the West. The studios have nothing from. The licenses have been paid, and that's that. You're not supporting them any further. You can't. And then everything is about quality. Anime came to the West in this mass that we see it now because of piracy. Piracy is a service, is the product of a service problem. And Crunchyroll is not a solution to the service problem. Funimation is not a solution to the service problem. Oh wait, it died.
It's now Crunchyroll.
Yes. And soon hopefully Crunchyroll will die as well. And then it's all back to the high seas.
Yeah.
For everyone.
There is another competitor, but they're still, they don't have a large variety of anime to actually watch right now, and that's Tubi TV. And
Really?
they have anime on there. They have One Piece on there.
Cool.
They have Naruto, Bleach, a couple other anime. I think they even have Violet Evergarden. But their catalog is so small at the moment that they can't really compete with Crunchyroll. But like a year ago, the CEO came out and said they're going to be in talks with the companies that run all the anime studios and have them in-house translate for them rather than them create the translations.
Nice. So the studios themselves make the English sub?
That's the plan. It hasn't come out yet.
Yeah, Tubi is a free streaming service. You could download it on your Roku or Rumble or whatever the heck you've got to watch TV with, or your phone. And it's great. You could watch all kinds of shows on there that I don't know where they have access or license for. European shows like on the BBC, but entire shows from 10 years ago, 20 years ago, 40, 50 years ago, old movies from the 50s and 60s. It's great. So it's all free.
Nice.
Yeah, it's free.
And honestly, I'd rather have an imperfect Japanese primary translation into English than this botched stuff that we got so far as the official. Because when the studios do it themselves, it's more likely they try to be authentic. And that's probably why that company wants to do it that way. Because that shields them from corruption in the process. They're just relaying the product thereby.
Anyway, hey, Gio, how's it going, buddy? What's happening?
Much?
I can barely hear you. Can you say anything?
Oh, not much. How's that? That
There
better?
you go.
Much better.
Alrighty. Thank you, sir.
Sorry.
So, are you on the watch together with us?
Yes.
Great. Okay, we haven't missed much. He's reading a comment, which I think he hearted, and it's a bit loaded. So we were trying to get through to it, and we got a little sidetracked. But yeah, there's
So I Were you?
My guess would be that he hearted it because it's so stupid.
I would hope
Or
that.
like he hearts everyone because he had like a few subscribers at the time, so like he wants everyone to feel appreciated.
Okay.
All right.
It's like a cow clicker game.
What you were talking about when I came in, I assume you're talking about some studio that's dubbing their own stuff.
Yeah.
Well, we generally just like try to discuss like the first sentence, like first line of this comment that's on the screen, because like piracy is like one of the parts that like the person is discussing, and piracy doesn't happen because like we don't like the anime that much. It's just like the service that we could like get provided to that kind of content is very bad because the legitimate one from Japan is quite difficult to get.
Yeah, I mean, more and more studios are starting to realize that, we don't need these dubbing companies anymore, so like they could
probably offer the fan subgroups compensation.
Yeah, like there's a channel on YouTube called Anime Log, and they just, most of the stuff they post are older series and older shows, but they're all subbed to sub through YouTube's closed captions and subtitles.
Oh, that's cool.
So it's just like it's they're fully translated. They're just typed in through YouTube's closed captions setup.
Isn't Anime Log the one that Toei, Kadokawa, and a few other studios got together and created?
Yes, I think so. Because like I've seen like Digimon, like there's weirdly enough, there's only like one Digimon series on there, but there's like a bunch of like other random stuff I'd never heard of. Just like shows I would never have seen, like even heard of, but then there's tons of older stuff as well. So
All right.
It's mostly older stuff, but yeah, more and more studios are starting to realize, we don't need Funimation Funimation, because there aren't really what other studios can you think of that do dubbing now?
All right. Here is Western Howler. Thank you for the 2. Oh, this is regards to our MOBA chat. Sometimes new LoL character are too weak, like Bard. Bard.
Yeah, well, that's because Bard had a completely different game design, which I love that they did this once in a while.
Well, it's a Studio Ghibli character essentially, and
yeah, well, he is. That sounds funny, but he is non-offensive.
Okay.
He basically plays his own game.
Well, that's the thing with Bard and Draven. They have their own little mini game where you can annoy your teammates by just catching axes or collecting whatever those chimes are. Yeah, so it's like if you play as
and then you randomly appear, you do Bard things, and then you go away again, like a Ghibli character.
Yes,
like Totoro.
It's kind of cute. At the same time, it's not very competitive.
There are people who can play that very well. Back then I saw that. I think I saw Bart in some championship games back in the day.
He's great in Earth. He's fantastic. And outside of Earth, he sucks. But that's just me.
You need to know what to do with that. It's the same like every other thing. Not every character is for everyone.
It's too late now, Whisp, because Smart has been permabanned.
Yeah, he needs to find out why he was
Should have told him earlier.
I don't really care, honestly, but I am gonna keep emailing.
Where's your inquisitory mind? Be that cyberpunk detective.
I actually have a friend who works at Riot help desks.
Oh, cool!
But it's like the French division, so
yeah, I know. It's a $1 billion company. Who knows who little Smudboy account is on there that anyone cares to read about. Anyway, let's keep going.
Are heavily underpaid. More reason why anime sucks. It turns you into a hikikomori. Promotes violence and pornography. It's also bad influence. It's not real and make you lose touch with the real world. Bad fan base. Abuse. Toxicity. Plagiarism. It also causes emotional trauma. Depression.
Anime creates all the evils in the world.
It feels like
that you can think of.
You know those American.
Talking about anime or Disney remakes now?
Well, no, it sounds like those drugs. I don't know if you guys watch American TV, but the commercials in between the show, it's like may cause this, may cause that, may cause. It's like just the list of symptoms is larger than the actual advertisement.
Yeah. I also doubt that anime is the main driving force in creating hikikomori. If anything, it's an escapism for them to not instantly suicide.
I
It
don't.
sounds more like those politicians who blame violent video games for mass murders.
Oh, it's worse than that. This is like violence, sex abuse, emotional trauma, psychological issues. Like just go down the list. Drug
But
abuse.
really, when the US dropped those 2 bombs, they really just wanted to eradicate anime, but they failed.
I'm so glad Japanese got nuked, because if not, we would not have anime or something like that.
If not, Berserk would have came out like, I don't know, in the 50s. And maybe it would have ended by now.
This comment is amazing. It really does everything, and then the complete bullshit stuff comes up.
Here we go.
Like lack of diversity.
Let's keep going.
In anime.
Let's keep going.
Some
Homophobic
anime
in
have
anime.
horrible art style and plot, lack of diversity, homophobic, fan service. It's repetitive. Quote, trap.
One Piece is the worst to show for any of that, considering the cast of that show. Like, just each of the characters.
Not agreeing. He's not agreeing with the comment.
He said.
Oh,
He says
well,
traps are
okay.
He's
traits.
just reading the comment.
Yeah,
it's more like what he's showing in his video edit, though. Is
Yeah,
what I
yeah.
mean.
It's
It's like he's showing all this stuff, and he's just showing One Piece for like the racist, lack of diversity. All it's like,
well, this
not really.
This is what Whisp was talking
He-
about when he's saying that he likes the comment because it's so retarded. That's why he's talking.
It's so bizarre. It's everything. Everything evil you could think of or
Yeah.
not think of is in there. Homophobic. Anime being homophobic. Like, there's so much
That's-
gay anime and gay manga. Like, holy shit.
Have you not heard of BL manga?
BL?
Boy Love.
Oh no.
I've seen it. I haven't read it, but yeah.
Because I'm not into that.
What was that
Traits.
skating
So
anime?
what does
that
it does he
everyone-
make after it's repetitive, it says traps. So does he mean tropes or does he mean traps? He seems to think
is
it's
just
traps.
spelling all of them.
Yeah.
This is like so obvious troll
Why-
account.
Why would he?
It's great. I love it.
Maybe.
Unquote. It may cause death to viewers. Some anime may not have what I stated before, but most of the anime do have one or more of what I listed. If you do like anime, that is your opinion. I am merely saying some of the bad qualities of anime and why I don't like it. So respect my opinion. Also, before
That's great.
This sounds like
Yes.
a 14-year. This sounds
Yes,
like a
this is a
14-year-old.
troll.
It is either a troll or a 14-year-old SJW.
Respect my
No,
opinion
this-
because
this-
I
this
said
is
so.
just-
You cannot. They're indistinguishable. They are indistinguishable from another. You cannot distinguish a 14-year-old crazy zealot who's indoctrinated from a troll.
I dislike French fries. Respect my opinion. Like what? What are you talking about?
But yeah, I can imagine that it could be a troll. Yes.
Okay, this is fun.
you reply, read all of my comments so you don't look dumb, and I could give example of anime that include what I said above. I know, it's fucking beautiful, man. It's beautiful. So today's video is going to be a bit of a discussion on whether Phil and I think anime is actually bad. I love how this person is so confident, completely believes that this needs to be said. This is so important to him.
Their end all be all. They had to load up your YouTube video, watch it, and then realize, holy shit.
Oh, by the way, this is something I utterly despise about Attack on Titan and My Hero Academia.
Okay.
On bright
have
scenes,
Germans in it.
Now, on bright scenes, it is deliberately darkened, like the gamma correction is just turned down or something, and the brightness, and because people might get migraines, epileptic things because it's so bright. And I tell you, no, stop doing it, please. It makes it just
probably
look
animated
horrible and
as in
dumb.
Fukushima, so that's probably why the gamma rates have been off.
No, it just looks so bad. It's just I constantly think my monitor is having spasms or something.
All right.
It looks so off.
Here's-
It looks so off.
Which is great, Scott. Anime clearly also caused every war known to man. Respect my opinion as I quote myself.
Well, remember, they did find Evangelion meme on Osama bin Laden's laptop. So
Oh, I'm not surprised. Anyone who watches Eva and has oodles of money and wants to start a jihad against their enemies, I mean, it's kind of connect the dots, right? You just watch anime, get millions of dollars, destroy your enemies.
Profit question mark?
I don't know.
yeah.
Whatever Eva does to your brain, I don't want to know.
I mean, if,
I
judging by Ano's reaction to the fans, Ava does a lot to you.
Yeah.
I still have managed to not
What my
have
bank
watched the
account.
remake.
It's
And I think I didn't miss out.
It has a better ending than the other ones.
Yeah, but
I have
so
to
does-
say.
That's not hard.
You mean it has an ending. The other one just kind of went.
Omenita?
It literally Sopranos and just went
Omenita?
credits, and everyone's like, "Wait, what?"
Omedeto
Huh?
or gripping on your girlfriend.
Omenita?
yeah, just stand on a planet and clap.
Omenita?
Anyway.
Please clap.
Yeah, please. That's the please clap. You got to the ending.
Imagine like Jeb
I
Bush
still-
standing next to each.
But no, I mean it's
And-
because it's even worse than that. Because it's Jeb Bush telling himself to clap for himself because that is what's going on in that scene. It's literally Shinji
Applauding
literally-
himself.
It's the Obama meme of Obama giving himself the medal. That is exactly what is going on in that scene, and the vast majority of people don't realize that because they're like it. That scene is just so nonsensical. That whole like last 10 minutes, the people
How are
don't
you
realize.
supposed to understand that at 14?
Don't worry. Don't worry. Just don't watch
Uh,
it. Anyway.
yeah.
Omenita?
Anyway, GigaChat. Hey, how's it going? Anime caused the Holocaust and my parents' divorce. Now, onto something more on topic. Attack on Titan is just a mecha anime with flesh puppets, and eventually every
Yeah,
character becomes
It's if I'm
a bad
Yeah, it's a
person,
flesh-
Biomecha.
and it's
Pretty
not
much
done
Biomecha.
well. You know,
like Evangelion.
I stopped. I liked the first few episodes of the first season, and after that, I just stopped. I just did not. I did
Yeah,
not.
the
care.
initial setup looked interesting, and then it just got.
You stop
Yeah, I
exactly
was dragging
where
it
you should
out.
stop. Like
Attack
when you
on-
see the ending to this show,
Attack on
you
Titan
will
is
get be angry.
it's held up by its animation far more than even like Demon Slayer is
Really?
because
Yeah, but most
the-
of it, there's
the-
nothing
the most-
happening.
The most impressive thing about
overly dramatic, emotional, in unbearable ways.
It's just very melodramatic. That's
the
what I
most-
don't like
yeah.
about it.
like
Yeah, that's the word. It's melodramatic
Like
in like worse than soap operas.
like the even like the basic like setup of the way they fight the Titans is extremely stupid.
Yes.
Like you think they would come up with a better idea than box cutter swords to
Yeah, they even
I
showcase
think-
like the history book that they had like specific cannons for that, and then you
Like,
see
I
the
can-
cannons and they suck.
yeah, like I can understand like
Then
the whole
The walls are too high to
zipline.
hit any Titan ever with those cannons.
Yeah, like the zipline thing, that's fine. I can believe that they came up with a way to create a miniature high-powered zipline they can zip around on like that. That's fine. But when they go, oh well, we have to carry 12 swords on us, but we also have to move fast, so we're gonna weigh ourselves down with 12 swords and a massive carrying case for each of those.
And-
yes, that makes sense.
and it's gas
I
powered.
can. I just.
I can
that's-
understand
that's
cool
so
factor
out of-
to an extent. But
even with the gas powered jetpack, I don't care. I'm willing to accept that nonsense. They have their super special crystal shit that they power it with. Whatever. What pisses me off. I can't stand is this the especially the scenes where characters are standing around and having emotional shocks and have these PTSD faces for like 20 seconds, and then everything's normal again. How are these people still able to fight these monsters?
Well, the one that I stopped watching was a guy in a Titan picked up a boulder and carried it to an entrance to block the entrance. And I'm like, there's many ways to block an entrance, but isn't that boulder spherical? Couldn't you have like rolled it around, pushed it, or pulled it? You have to pick the whole thing up and on his back. I'm like, this is not practical.
This is like the Breaking Bad joke when the Jesse and Walter White like try to steal like a barrel of methamphetamine, and then they are just carrying it instead of rolling it on the ground.
It was like, what the hell is going? They animated a guy carrying a gigantic boulder. I'm like, what is?
He was Sisyphus.
It was
especially in the later seasons when they started heavily relying on CG for a lot of the stuff, because like, and it's bad because most of the Titans become CG, and you can tell like, because the Titans are front and center in that show. Like, you don't put like before, most of the CG was like horses and animals, and they kind of kept that to the background. It was only on like wide spanning shots. It wasn't close up shots. And then they started moving to more and more CG, and it just started looking like, I haven't watched it in years, but just all the scenes I've seen, it just looks bad because the studio can't handle doing 3D. Like, whatever the new studio is that's currently running it, like, they just can't do it. Like, they don't know what they're doing.
Maybe like the studio who made the Berserk 3D.
No.
Like, did it get shut down and then the people just had to go somewhere?
No, I think the previous studio could, because Attack on Titan went on
Madhouse. Was it Madhouse?
Attack on Titan went on hiatus, and I think Madhouse got hired to do something else, and they didn't have the manpower to work on both Attack on Titan and this new show, and so another studio went and got the rights to it. But the problem is the new studio can't handle it.
But it is over now, right?
No,
there's still another half.
The final part is airing right now.
The final season, because like even the previous one was called Final.
The final part of the final
part 2.
Yeah, that's what I hate, because it I feel like, okay, it's finally okay, then I'm done with it because I didn't like it anymore, but I have this urge to finish things, and then this thing comes out, the final season, and it stops at the midway point with a cliffhanger and complete bullshit plot twists, like the final season, and no indication that it's gonna continue if you don't know anything else. This is
okay.
I expected they would need to do more, but the way you can't title your the first half of your final season, the final season, without also saying that it's the first half of the final season.
Anyway,
it's important. But chat, Titanic Tuna said, no Wisp, that's due to Japanese broadcast laws, because an old episode of Pokemon in the 90s caused people across Japan to have seizures. Yes, it was the Porygon episode. Very famous. Even came to German state news, where it was mentioned. And I told my grandma, this is bullshit, because all the video game, because they said, the newsman said, the video game makers have promised to include seizure warnings in their manuals now. And I told my grandma, no, this is bullshit. Here, look, the Super Mario World manual already has a seizure warning, because I read all that shit, because I'm a weird autistic kid. And that's how I learned to not trust the newsman. But I have not seen this darkening of the screen until recently. The Porygon episode was in the 90s, as you say, as you correctly noticed. But this shit is darkening off the screen at random points. I have not seen until recently, and the first time I've really noticed it was in My Hero Academia and Attack on Titan. And
maybe they have F.dot locks on.
I don't
know. Like me.
But this is not how you prevent seizures. I am photosensitive, and this is irrelevant. This is irrelevant stuff.
Anyway, let's keep going. Here's JJJ Madness. Thanks for the 2 and another 2. Anime will be responsible for World War III. I don't know. We've seen plenty of anime about war and death and destruction. It would would introduce us to ideas for World War III, but it wouldn't actually cause it, I don't think. And the second one is Eva ruins an entire generation. I think it ruins every generation, not just one. It just keeps going.
Yeah. Tuna also said the cannons can aim down the walls. Wisp. Aren't they loaded with cannonballs?
I don't know.
Wouldn't they roll out?
All I know is Attack on Titan wishes it was Symbiotic Titan.
Is that another anime?
It's Gendy
It's their American
Tartakovsky.
cartoon.
What?
Gendy Tartakovsky.
Oh,
Samurai Jack.
yes.
I see.
He made
In
the
the 2D Clone Wars series as well.
Ooh,
Yeah,
that's nice.
I know those things, but he did another thing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Man, the mind's hard at work.
Yeah.
Well,
Apparently, I haven't even finished Primal.
that was what, 10 years now?
Yeah, and it got canceled after season 2.
Oh,
All right. Here's great, Scott. Thank you for the 3. I watched through all of Attack on Titan. I actually liked it up until season 4, even with its problems, and the season 3 reveal was really interesting. Also, yes, the Attack on Titan ending is more or less as bad and nonsensical as End of Eva. Are you serious?
Oh, it's bad. It's real bad.
From what I
Which
heard,
one
it's
is that?
basically. From what I heard, the writer and creator kind of wrote himself into a corner and just went, "Fuck it, I don't care anymore."
did he? Is it worse than the mid-season ending?
Does
that's a
anybody
bad
here
sound.
care about
If I remember when the manga ended, it basically made Eren the villain. Or like
yes,
it's-
and
it's-
no.
That's where the mid-season ending is, where he suddenly comes up with, where Eren suddenly tells everyone, "Yeah, my actual plan is take the power of the Super Titan and turn our own people infertile, so that we will cease to exist on this world and nobody will be scared of us anymore. Yay!"
I
Or no,
think it's
or
like
was it-
more that Eren is like his fate has been decided because of Ymir, and like, that's all.
Like I said, I
remember.
haven't actually watched it because I just don't care.
I
like, I
do know
stopped
he
ca- I
turns
stopped
into
caring.
a bird.
Okay, then. This series really took a turn after I stopped watching it.
Oh, boy. Okay, let's keep going. I'm sure we'll get to some parts later in the video that we can talk about later.
Titanic. It's called
We got here from gamma settings.
Titanic. The show is called Symbiotic Titan.
All right, here is the prolapse of Us 2. Oh. What I hate about Attack on Titan most of all is that it ended up becoming a humanity is pee-pee poo-poo and it needs to be exterminated. Those types of stories are always so pretentious and pseudo-intellectual when became a shitty version of Kurtz. Ren. Of Kurtz, okay. Well, yeah. Heroes becoming villains is good. I like those ideas, just not nihilistic good. Or nihilistic bad. That's kind of stupid. Anyway, let's go.
I have to tell the world through this YouTube comment on this specific video of how bad.
Also, balance your audio, bud. If you're gonna have music playing, you turn it way down when someone's talking because we can't hear you.
I can barely hear the guy.
He's using
Finally,
the,
someone else complains about that.
I've only done like very minor video editing, and I know this as a rule.
He's using the most
you
generic license-free marketing music. It's just
Yes.
it's so cheesy.
Like this could be in like a corporate, like I'm pretty sure I've heard this on a corporate like a corporate training video somewhere. I'm almost certain I've heard it.
Welcome
This
to
is
our new
definitely
launch.
corporate music.
Yeah, welcome to our new launch of our software. I'm really excited to introduce you to version 4.004. Like, okay.
His visual editing is okay.
Yeah, it's strange. Like he can't do the visual editing well, like enough, and he can't do simple audio things. But
Do you know how hard
lowering
it
the
is
level?
to find the audio balancing button?
No,
It's like way over there.
you hit the V.
Like the video, the editing software I use, HitFilm. Like it's literally there's just you can just drag and drop it. Like you can adjust it on the clip itself.
Same thing in Sony Vegas and Adobe Premiere.
I don't use any of those, so
I've been using it for 15 years.
ah.
Yeah, it's really easy. Press the V button, you get your track, you just lower the bar and you put any volume you like. Anyway, you could just right click and click normalization, but it's usually makes it louder. Anyway, let's go.
Anime is. I need to make a change. I need to make a difference. Truly, anime is the enigma that is destroying our humanity throughout the world.
Wow, you put that so eloquently. I would almost think that you're actually the original poster. A lot of people are actually getting this from Miyazaki because in an interview a while back, he basically said that the anime industry is filled with a bunch of pedophiles and people who have no life, essentially.
Okay, so you're gonna show us the quote on that?
Well, anime's so big, I'm sure he's wrong. He's not wrong, but you can't blame the entire industry.
There's always some.
Miyazaki is also feminist and is against nuclear energy. So here you go.
Yes, but also Miyazaki's a 80-year-old man, and so he's going to be a very grouchy. He's famously a grouchy old man.
Nuclear
he's the
energy.
stereotype.
Always been a grouchy.
He likes planes.
Yes, he's been a grouchy man since he was 20.
Yeah.
Like everything I've heard about Miyazaki is he is the perpetual get off my lawn person, and he's always been that way.
Oh, you don't worry, you'll get there.
And while I will say like the pedophilia thing is definitely arguable, like lollies being a thing is definitely a tough thing to explain to people.
Every anime protagonist being like a 16-year-old in high school,
and yet all of them being
No, the 16-year-old in high school has nothing to do with the pedo stuff. That is its own thing. The reason why you have 16-year-old protagonists all the time is that's the main market.
And also, for Japan, high school is basically like college. Like that same gravitas we put on college here in the West, they put on high school there. College is just like I'm gonna keep going to school after high school.
Yeah, and
like
it's
high school
time in life.
People move across the country to go to specific high schools in Japan. That's how much weight they put on high schools. Like you have to apply for high schools. You don't just get in.
Yeah, and this is not all shonen. Yeah, most shonen is about young guys in high school or whatever school system, but
that's what shonen means. Just means young man,
yeah,
young male.
It could be 18. It could be 20.
If you want to try out this absolutely wacky genre of J-drama, watch Dragon Sakura. It's about a teacher who is trying to turn the worst class of the worst school into being able to get into, of course, Tokyo University. And it's fun. It's great fun bullshit.
And
the good thing about J-dramas is they have limited seasons, unlike the Western shit.
Here's the Western Howler again. He insulted his son first movie.
Yes. Oh god, that was amazing. Like in a bad way, but like in essentially like what the Goro Miyazaki, I think that's the name of the son. Like he had his first movie, and it was very average to say the least. And Miyazaki sat there, and after like less than an hour, he went out from the cinema and like started smoking. And then the cameraman approached him and asked him like, "Hey, what's wrong?" And then he said like, "Oh, what do you want?" And then he said like, "Well, he's just too young. Like he doesn't need to make movies. He doesn't understand what he needs to make." And then like at the end, he goes back after half an hour of smoke, and.
So the movie over?
He tells the son that like he's not ready, and it's a shitty movie.
Yeah, it was like what was the movie called? It was
Earthsea.
Earthsea, yeah, and
It was the movie to Earthsea.
Yep, that's such a Miyazaki thing to do, and I love it's hilarious. And I don't. The movie isn't great, especially considering it was released through their studio, so of course he's going to be like extremely critical of it. So it was like, yeah, I can understand the criticism, but just the raw, unfettered Just not even sugarcoating it. I love it.
Yes. Like there's like a 4-minute video of it on YouTube, like how it went down. Anyone who's interested should check it out. It's amazing.
Like
it's
really
this
sexual,
classic
really
father
like
telling his son he's not ready.
There's a side of it that's
No matter
maybe
what.
a little bit more promiscuous, if you will.
Set a negative aspect to something that's still very new and impressionable to someone who hasn't realized it. And like you were saying before, it's different when it comes to an anime. It's because I guess animations offer a new plane that allows them to do so much more as opposed to like a live action. Like sure, you could take a blockbuster movie and like fill it with as many, you know, visual effects and whatnot, CGI. You're adding things to it because our real world can only provide so much. So that offers like a very big plane of you know, storytelling and I guess visual prowess as well to be able to show something instead of having someone picture it.
And I think, honestly, you made a really good point that I didn't even think about. This dude calls out anime for this, but animation is kind of the thing we're talking about here, you know? You can't just say, oh, anime's bad, because that's going to wrap in cartoons. It's going to wrap in...
Well, especially about the pedophilia thing. I think Disney, Pixar, and cohorts, that's a hot iron.
Well, I think
Especially right now.
And they're not even making lolicon and shotacon shit.
Wisp, you heard what just happened, right, with Disney?
That's what I'm referring to.
Okay, just making
But
sure.
it's been obvious. It's been obvious forever. Like the people in there are huge perverts. Whether that is on a dangerous scale or not is another question. The pedophiles definitely. Just look at most of the Western furry stuff that originated from Disney to large degrees, and the Disney animation style with funny animals. And there are some. You can look up the art and of some old Disney employees that if you find their pseudonyms, you will find very odd stuff. Let's say. That's all I'm gonna say. I mean, today there's worse stuff that you will find on Fur Affinity and these even worse sites, but that stuff was out in the 80s and 90s. Cyrek?
You say they're not making lolly and Shotokan stuff. Disney has a show called The Owl House about little kids.
That's a Disney thing?
Yeah.
Yes, it was
I never watched
until
it.
they shut it down. Very famous internet meme guy also worked on it as an animator.
Okay.
Stone Toss, you may have heard his name.
He worked on that?
Did?
Yes.
Awesome. So he's probably got some stories.
He even like made it like public on Twitter, and people like freaked out at like, oh no, Stone Toss is working on it. Like dox him. Like, they couldn't find him. They couldn't find him.
They couldn't find out which co-worker he was?
Yes, they don't know. He's still in a mystery, like who his actual name
because
is.
Wow.
He's smart and he just keeps to his. He doesn't reveal himself. He only just does his comics and keeps. Outside of that one thing, he's kept his mouth shut.
I couldn't
about what he does, and he doesn't reveal who he is, so he can keep doing this. And they can't do it. There's nothing they can do to figure it out.
I could never pull that off because I'm way too vocal about what I really think.
Well, you could be a serial murderer, yeah.
It was like that one Twitter guy that Panda's video where he said like if I ever looking through applications and I see someone has put their pronouns in it, I just throw them out. And that he was doing it just for a joke, but it got more people to come out and like rip the mask off more than what he said, and it was hilarious.
Well, in support of him or trying to mob him?
Trying to mob him, and he doesn't care. Like
okay.
Like they were trying to find out where he worked, and get him fired and all that. And he's like, "There's nothing you people can do."
Yeah.
All right.
pretty much any animated thing.
And with the comment that he was saying, you could apply it to everything. I don't know why he's just applying it to anime. Maybe he sees it as more prevalent in anime, but it's not like every TV show on TV is necessarily like all over the world is pure intent and perfect in every way, shape, and form. Same thing with movies and books. Like, shit's out there, and more so like when more people have access to it is typically, you know, when you'll have these darker stories or harsher medias being portrayed, because either the people who are telling it are trying to tell a depicted.
This is a good summary of Looney Tunes, by the way.
Random people exploding?
Yes.
Yes.
Depicted story to catch an attention, or it's genuinely a person with malintent, be it a pedophile. Sadly, there are people out there who exist like that.
It was a generalization on an entire subset of entertainment. Does anime play up sexual themes? Yes, absolutely.
I feel that's more of like a cultural thing. Like on
it is,
on that side of the world, especially, it's like they're gonna poke fun and make jokes at that stuff. Like, sure, maybe some people think.
Yeah, but it's also more mature in that sense, because it first off, it acknowledges these things, but it does not fetishize them the way that Western cartoons are doing these days.
It's kind of like looking at human interactions from people ages in the teenager range, and they've just categorized them all. What happens in this scenario? Oh, the guy gets excited, or the girl gets embarrassed, or she screams, or he falls down and he runs away. Like, there's all these scenarios that we've seen in these romantic comedies that are not all the same, but they have the same patterns. So that's fine. You're just cataloging human behavior and animating it. That's totally cool.
And aside from guys being knocked into the sky for some accident or the joke scene, the characters' personalities and interactions between them, I would say, are usually more realistic or grounded than even when they're melodramatic. They just make more sense than they do in Western animation. In at least cartoon series,
like we're gonna get another summertime Nisekoi style rom-com about a kid going to high school, and someone loves him from his childhood. He can't remember who, or they don't remember the promise they made, and there's going to be another girl, and then another girl, and they just keep. There's all these women. Why is he surrounded by so many women? I don't know. Like that's going to happen, and it's just going to keep going on. People love watching it. It's funny. There's exaggerations, and it'll go on, and maybe it'll make a new game. It'll make a new manga. Who knows? They'll do side stories of other characters if it's popular. That will happen. I just don't know when. So, and we've seen it happen. I think it's the harem, or it's a subset of the harem genre, where you just have all these characters, and they're all into one guy, and just sort of accepted that they all love him, but they never mention it because they don't want to make it uncomfortable or awkward. Mm-hmm. So there's more drama and more conflict.
Yeah.
Will they, won't they? It's just constant going.
Yeah, and thanks, Chad, for bringing up Turning Red, because that Pixar movie, recent Pixar movie, is about the monetization of a 13-year-old girl exploiting her body. Technically, that's the metaphor.
In Toronto.
That's it. Yeah, and it's seen as an okay thing by by everyone but the mother, essentially. It's what the fuck? So the pedo problem, that is especially something that the West needs to clean up itself before it goes around criticizing other cultures. It's okay to criticize other cultures. Don't get me wrong there. But bloody hell, I do not agree with Christians about a lot of things, but take out the beam in your eye before you complain about the splinters in others.
Well, it's always better when the target of affection is a magical, undead, immortal vampire dragon something or other. So it's easier to wrap around your fantastical.
Vampire dragon lich werewolf.
Something you're like, yeah, just throw in the fantasy. Just throw it all together. Yeah, that's where you got the Monster Girls, that very popular. I wouldn't say raunchy, but it gets pretty heavy. Like they all want the guy, and he's the nicest guy, and he's trying to do his best.
Dude, the Monster Girl stuff started way in the early 2000s, around, I think, mainly inspired by RPG Maker, and to have sprites for the game. And this one guy just made the entire encyclopedia. And there's a huge difference between the original drawings and what came later.
Oh, it's the same artist, yeah. It's the same guy.
And he's written all the lore about it, and there were tons of hentai RPG Maker games made by fans, if you will, that were basically about it. The games tended to have stories, some basic, some quite good, but all of them had. Like your general visual novel, 60 bad endings. And 58 of those 60 bad endings is you lose to this specific monster girl, and then you get a rape scene where she either kills you through sex or turns you into one of her species.
Nice.
And so so the play style is basically, a new monster girl. Okay, don't do anything in the fight until the hit points are down and I die. So I get the scene, and then, that's done, and then you keep on playing normally until you fight the next monster girl and die to her. Like, oh god.
There is a consumer base for the RPG Maker style. Was it 8-bit or 16-bit pixel art, kind of like you're playing Dragon Quest over and over again? That's for adults. There's all kinds of those. I've seen a few screen caps. I don't know what those are about.
That makes sense.
Yeah, they love that interface, and that platform is, I guess, easier to build games off without knowing too much about coding. So,
because for RPG Maker, it's literally just, you don't have to do any actual hard coding. I think pretty sure you can, but it's basically just drag and drop, so it's extremely easy to get to work in.
Right. So.
Oh yeah, the code, basic coding stuff only becomes relevant when you do events and stuff.
Yeah, it's kind of like, I don't know if you guys remember playing like Dragon Quest 4. Like, imagine it's around that era with better graphics but the same interface. Like, obviously there's not like talk search and like something like a Sierra style game, but that sort of interface, but just doing what you would do normally in an RPG, walking around, talking to people, buying weapons and gear and that sort of thing, and just having whatever content you can make. And it's awesome that people can do that in that engine. So I don't really care what the genre is, what the content is, but the fact that people can do that now and make a living is awesome. So bravo to those people who love what they love doing, and the people who support that, because that's what it comes down to. Forget these big studios doing the next Final Fantasy version of an evil empire and the pretty boy hero who has a troubled hidden past and he's amnesiac, and I was like, we've seen that. We've seen that for 30, 40 years now. Let's do something new. And that's where you're probably going to get it from these indie studios. Probably not RPG Maker, but someone who's jumping into Unity or Unreal who want to do something along those lines and just reintroduce the genre and do their own spin. So I'm all for it. Anyway, we're more than halfway done. We're doing okay. Good video.
Seriously, but when panties drop, it's kind of like the funny gimmick that's done all the time. Kind of like in the Western world, if we had the same gimmicks of violence, like cartoon characters getting smacked in the head and whatnot.
Yeah, there's a misunderstanding in culture, and yes, there may be something weird going on sometimes, but it doesn't mean you have to be like all anime is bad. Like I said before, I think the overgeneralization of like what an anime is, and this dude's fucking stupid shitty comment with his dumb stupid face. I think the comment is funny. I think it is clearly somebody who is either young or
He's probably like 8 years old. I was just about to say.
Probably 8. Yeah.
Follows
Still
you
stupid.
and he's like he's gonna cry when he sees this.
Oh, hopefully. All jokes aside, though, I do understand that like it's hard for people who are younger to look at something and understand that there are gray areas, but at the same time, I think you should never overly come aggressive, because when you get put in your place, you can't fight it, you know? And if this person is young, obviously, all the mean stuff we're saying, clearly it's a joke. We would never mean to put somebody down for their opinion. But I do think that we are only dishing out the same respect that they have given other people. They have not respected the fact that anime may have saved some people's lives. And I do not say that as a joke. I do legitimately think some people have been saved by anime. I think some people have had their life changed, have met friends that they will know forever. Anime has done way more good than it has bad. And for someone to just come up and like completely uproot that and try to change the narrative is just, in my opinion, sad. And I think we need to bring kind of a spotlight on people that do stuff like that. So that was pretty much everything. I just wanted to fucking talk about this comment, to be honest. So in closing, I think Phil and I will both agree that anime is absolutely fine. And if you want to jack off to little anime girls, you absolutely can.
Bro, I'm just staring at myself in the mirror right now, and I'm trying so hard not to laugh.
Oh my god. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. Sorry that we're so fucking dumb, and sorry that we made a whole video on how not dangerous anime is, but again, I thought it'd be funny, so I do hope you enjoyed the video. Let us know in the comment sections below. Comment sections, all of them. Let us know how you feel about this topic, and everybody say thank you to Phil, because again, he came in super clutch with this one. With that being said, love you all, and until tomorrow,
ciao.
Goodbye. Why does everyone try to jock my swag?
Dude,
Volume.
Even
Audio
louder.
balancing.
level your audio.
All right, so that was an okay video. He just made fun of that one guy with the crazy. He said he was 8 years old. No, he's probably like 16 and typing on his phone and making all these grammar mistakes. 8-year-olds wouldn't care.
Or like a very sarcastic troll.
12 to 14.
Maybe it was Hawk.
For fun. I don't know. Anyway, yeah, I'm glad the video was a takedown of that comment, because those are the dumbest comments. I don't get those, but I've read stuff like that on Twitter, and it's just obnoxious. Like they blame some group for all the evils of the world, or Medium, or this or that. It's like, why are you even here? If it's the pure root of all evil, is this like your life mission? To like tell people this? You're gonna petition your congressman? Like, what are you doing? What's your goal in life, sir? Just to tell people how bad 4chan is? Like, yeah, okay, they know that. It's 4chan. They're happy there. Leave them alone. Let them do what they like doing. Yeah, that's about all I have to say. That was a fine video. Good for me. Here's Turmoil for the 2. Turning red equals 13-year-old girl who loves blood and pain. Okay.
I don't know about the pain.
Yeah, I don't know. I have to watch.
She sure likes to sell out her body.
I have to sit down and watch it with my niece and nephew and see what the big deal is, because I saw it in the background. It looked colorful and fun. That's all I got out of it. So I don't know what it's about.
Facial animations are atrocious.
I think they got it because it's
the
new.
character design is Cal Arts in 3D.
They just got it because it's on the Disney Channel and it's new. There's really no other reason. I think my brother said there's a few references to like the TTC and Skydome and Toronto that I might get off on, but other than that, it's a cute cartoon. That's about it.
No, it's a shit one.
I don't know.
It is really shit, and the jokes are shit. This is a shitty movie.
Okay. Let's see what we have for memes, if there are any memes. Let us check them out. Okay. We do have some memes. Oh no, Weeboo Jones has invaded the stream memes. I don't know who that is.
Weeboo Jones.
I guess so, yeah. What's with the glasses? He's just showing off his anime eyes.
Put your glasses on. Nothing will be wrong.
I know this isn't anime related, but it still needs to be addressed because Wisp brought up gamma. How about color grading? Yes, I can tell the difference. Okay. Good to see.
I think color grading is great.
Yeah,
It can be bad though.
any balancing of levels could be good or bad. Depends how you do it. Attack on Titans, ending in a nutshell. Shit just went from 0 to 100 real effing quick. Okay.
Images you can hear, because you can just hear the Filthy Frank quote with that one. I just love it. Any of his stuff, you can just hear his voice from any image.
What?
Here's Miyazaki. Those who identify as otaku, they sicken me deeply. Anime was a mistake. It's nothing but trash. Oh,
Just Miyazaki being an angry old man,
Yeah.
as usual.
that's fine. All the videos I won't play because I have to be careful with copyright. I did get a strike, believe it or not, from our was it our previous
Fate?
our previous
Fate one?
Yeah, it was from Fate, and it was from Sony Pictures Japan. And I'm like, okay, well, they're not communicating to me. They never will. YouTube won't let me counter strike, like a counter respond, because they think I don't have a case. It's like the weirdest response. Like, I don't care.
This is a game, so you should be fine. That's Metal Gear. That's Metal Gear
Revengeance.
Revengeance. Yeah, I was trying to think of the word. So you should be fine with that.
Yeah, but I gotta be super careful nowadays because if I have two, I can't upload. So
I think
But
like
also-
they
what-
copyrighted
also-
like Fate Stay Night itself.
Remember, Sony Pictures, even in Japan, is still Sony America now. So
I know it's just that you can email them
It's so
directly.
stupid.
They won't get back to you. I could email YouTube directly. They won't get back to you, and it's just some guy at YouTube saying, "Yeah, I don't think you have a case," and I'm like, "Excuse me, who are you to say that? You're just the guy in between. Please submit my counter notification now," and they won't do it. So, and all it is like 10 seconds of copyright audio of the Fate whatever song. I can't remember the name of the song.
Yeah.
Because the guy who played it, like he had a long intro, and we just watched the long intro. You're like, is this weird? And then there's like
a ton of Destiny content creators are having issues right now because a bunch of them even got hit with DMC claims from supposedly from Bungie, but Bungie came out and were like, we didn't do this, we got hit ourselves. And so people are thinking that it's Sony that is doing it.
Yeah, I'm
claiming that it's Bungie.
I'm gonna
because Sony just bought Bungie.
I'm gonna keep.
Yeah, Sony's insane with that.
The
It
emailing-
always has been.
I'm gonna keep.
All the major content creators were like freaking out because and it's like it's not people who do like music and stuff. It's literally people who just like, here's the news for the game this week.
Yeah.
Or like here's some farming stuff that we've done.
Yeah. See,
that we
gaming
figured out here.
gaming is fine because you can screen cap or motion cap your own audio and video, and no one really cares unless it's a new thing that has under some sort of not a DMCA. What's that contract called? Preventing you from saying anything, essentially. That's when they only freak out. When you do music or movie, then it's automated, and Sony gets notified, but no one cares. Like, why would they?
Yeah,
see
we're
me?
talking about an NDA.
NDA.
Bungie's actually kind of weird about music stuff because there's a lot of channels that have older music that you can't get in the game anymore, and Bungie hasn't hit them because like they've removed content from the game, and so there's just music you just can't listen to because the game it just doesn't exist. And so like because then there's also tracks that just aren't on their official soundtracks.
So here is Miyazaki versus Juni. Okay.
Junji Ito.
Junji Ito.
Junji Ito. Oh yeah, his spirals. Yeah, loves his spirals.
Yeah, Gurren Lagann.
Yeah, pierce the frontal cortex. Yeah. Okay, anime bottom text. Who does this? Mateus. That's what. Okay. Here we go. Chapter 1. Don't Bully Me, Nagatoro. Chapter 86. Nagatoro, do you want to go to the aquarium with me? Final chapter. Undress Ayase, I want to paint you. What the fuck? What the hell happened to him?
He got more confident.
He's like, I am going to work out for 4 years on every muscle in my body.
By painting.
Sure. The paintbrush. In MS Paint. Self-proclaimed man of culture when the next culture exam is about ancient Greek philosophy and architecture instead of naming the top 500 lowlies of all time. Oh, okay. Well, always nice to broaden your horizons of culture, I guess. That is a mouse tank. And this girl just loves it. I don't know what the hell's going on. That's not Girl in Panzer, is it? I can't tell. I don't know.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. Boy, girl, neither, both. What? Both. Boy, squid, pet, 18 years old, a blood cell, human teacher. I was a human? Boy.
Yes.
And 14.
Like on Sokomaru.
14 years old. Holy jeez. Anime. Yeah.
Oh, no, wait. On Sokomaru is an eagle.
Anyway.
No, a hawk. He's a hawk.
I see nothing wrong with any of this. It's all fine. I don't care. It's all part of the story. It's fun. Have fun with your characters, guys. Make them look any way you like.
I mean, they say the blood cell one right there. We had Osmosis Jones in the West.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Japan is just copying the West again, just like in the 40s.
Oh, boy. Mind you, do not go and watch the History Channel because half the stuff on there is just war and alien theories. It's getting...
Half of it, well, like a third of it is actual history. The rest of it is just
bizarre.
We found this on the internet, and we've got nothing else.
There's always that crazy group, that table of like 6 or 7 historians / alien researchers. They always have exactly the same message every time. We don't know where humanity came from. Are we from aliens? Blah 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 blah. I mean, I get it, but that was like...
And this is why television is just dying.
Yeah, that was like 12, 13 years ago they started that thing, and it's like, okay, can you do something new? Can you research something else? Tell me a different story? Talk about the ancient crusades more? I don't care. Do something else.
Smud, you skipped one.
I did.
Above the girls in Panzer.
Oh, I did. Sorry. High school senior in reality. Okay. High school senior in anime. Oh, that's a very specific anime. Reality is often disappointing. Yes. I don't know. I had a pretty good high school. I don't know about you guys.
I did not.
Oh. And last one. Foolish mortal who dares to summon me, Cthulhu. What forbidden knowledge do you seek? How do I ask a girl out? Okay, so pretend I'm her. This is
even the great universal horror known as Cthulhu will help a bro out.
Yeah, this actually is probably the premise of a few animes or mangas I might have read. I can't remember which.
I think
it's very least a light
with
novel.
Cthulhu as a monster girl.
I didn't read that, but.
And if it's not called So I Got Seduced by Cthulhu, I'd be very disappointed.
Oh, well. This is the character from Fate Apocrypha or Apocalyptica? I can't remember which one.
I think that's Granddaughter.
Granddaughter, yeah, it's probably Granddaughter. Don't know who the chick is, but could be anyone. All right. That was Anime Day.
Knowing anime, that's probably is Cthulhu, just, as an anime girl, because,
Well,
anime.
If they can do operating systems and browsers and video game consoles, Cthulhu shouldn't be that big of a stretch. Anyway, that was not bad. An hour and a half of us rambling on about a fun little video or a silly little comment on that video. Good stuff, guys. Keep the sessions coming as always. Keep the voting going. And thanks for watching. Have yourself a great evening. Bye.